The Wisconsin Badgers went through a serious scoring drought last month, but last weekend they potted 11 goals. 8 came on Saturday night when they knocked off 6th-ranked Penn State, rallied for an 8-5 win that followed a 3-3 overtime tie the night before. Badgers took 4 of 6 points in the Big Ten series and now welcome Michigan State to town to close out the first half. I'm Brian Posick. Head coach Tony Granato joins us next on the Badger Hockey Digest.
Right wing, puck in the air, brought down, Miller scores! Oh my! He snapped that one past Peyton Jones and snaps the 5-5 tie, 6-5 Wisconsin.
Well, Tony, it was a heck of a weekend against Penn State. You take 4 of 6 points in the series, and a wild one on Saturday night. You're up 3-1, you're down 5-3, you score 5 straight and win 8-5. I know fans left here all excited. What was it like from a coaching perspective?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, you know, and again, we say this every week, our team's still learning, we're still growing, and the youth leads to unpredictability. So there were lots of different games within the game. I think the most encouraging part was, you know, we had that lead 3-1, and you look up at the scoreboard a couple minutes later and you're trailing by 2 against a team that scores lots and lots of goals. So I love to compete. I love the physicality. The guy stayed involved in it. The Mersch hit, Dominic Mersch hit. He had probably 15 hits in that game with the big one and that big collision at the one end. Kind of got their team a little bit rattled and gave us some more energy. And I love the way we skated for 60 minutes. It was probably our most energized game as far as how hard we skated, how we competed, and really it was just, like you said, an entertaining game for everybody that was in the building.
Yeah, big goal came late in the second period from senior Will Johnson. He had 2 goals and 3 points on Saturday. Matthew Freitag scored his first goal of the game. I know as the upperclassmen, they want to do so badly to help this team win. Max Zimmer had 2 goals over the weekend, too. It was nice to see them contribute and maybe kind of get the monkey off their back.
No, it was great. And Will Johnson, in the last 4 games, had gone through a stretch, where it wasn't going well for him, and he was fighting it, and he wanted to produce, and parts of his other game were suffering. And he just got back to being a hard worker. And when you just go out on the ice and you compete and you work and you battle, eventually you're going to get a break because you're paying a price to make something happen for your team. And he's been outstanding. And then you mentioned Freitag gets his first goal of the season. He didn't play a lot on Friday's game, and Saturday he gets us going early in the game, and Max Zimmer, like you said, get goals in both games. And don't forget Jack Berry, because Jack Berry didn't play Friday, doesn't start Saturday, and all of a sudden he's sitting on the bench, and we say, hey, Jack, we need you. Get in there and shut the door for us. And he didn't have a ton of work, but he was solid in there and gave us the confidence to be able to come back like we did.
And no else gave you some energy. Last week we featured Sean Doogie, Jason Doogie. He has 2 points, right? But boy, he was really mixing it up.
He did. He got in on the forecheck. He was all over it. He is an energizer bunny for our team because he crashes and bangs. He's not quite as small as his brother, but he's an undersized player that is very effective on the forecheck and getting under the other team's skin. I think he did a great job this week.
Yeah. Tony mentioned Dominic Mersch. He had a big hit on Sam Sternshine that got the Badgers a little bit more energy. You may not see Dominic's name on the score sheet very often, but he does hit the opposing team quite often. Let's take 2 minutes with Dominic Mersch.
Your brother played here for 4 years, an All-American, 67 goals, 120 points.
Yeah.
So you saw him play here a number of times, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I loved coming up here whenever I could. It was hard when I was playing too, but whenever I could get up here, I was up here at the Kohl Center watching him, and they had couple good teams. So we're trying to get back to that for sure.
Yeah. And he made himself into a heck of a hockey player. And I know you've learned a lot from him, and he's almost been a mentor as well as a big brother.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's my role model. I work out with him, the past few summers and skate with him every day and work out with him. So he's shown me a lot with hockey and without hockey. He's done a lot for me, and I take all the advice I can get from him for sure.
Are you different players?
A little bit. I mean, he's a power forward, gets to the net and scores goals, and I like to think of myself as a guy who gets to the net, and maybe I might be a little bit more grittier I think. And but he's a great player, and he's shown me a lot of little tricks and little, things I can add to my game that I try to add. So.
Dominic Mersch, as you can tell, has a very nice smile. Can you show us your real smile, Dominic?
I can.
Nice.
Pretty good, huh?
Nice.
Yeah.
How did you lose those two?
Happened about a year ago now. We were in a game. It feels kind of funny when I talk without him, but we were in a game. I was playing with Lincoln in the USHL, and we had a 5-on-3 power play. We were on the power play, and I was standing in front of the net, and our defenseman took a one-timer, deflected off a shaft of a stick, and came up and smoked me. So I thankfully was wearing my mouth guard and still got a couple teeth.
The Learfield Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or at L Directors Cup on Twitter or Facebook. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
Really like Dominic Mersch. His smile without his teeth is pretty hilarious, too. I watched his brother develop into a heck of a hockey player here. Dominic's not the same as Michael was, but he brings you a lot, doesn't he?
He does. The intensity, passion, grit, old school mentality. Like you said, the face says it all when he smiles with the no teeth. His battle is really a big part of our team. That whole freshman class, and he certainly kind of sets the tone for how all of those guys are. You got Sean, you got Gorniak, you got Messner, and Max, you got the 2D, and Keandre, and Ty. They all have that mentality, that workman's mentality, and that's been very fun to watch, and I think it's been a great impact on our season so far this year.
Yeah, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Keandre Miller, who had a 4-point night on Saturday and scored the game-winning goal on a heck of an athletic play where he catches a deflected puck, brings it down to the ice, and in one motion snaps it past Peyton Jones. That was a whale of a play.
It was a whale of a play, and started in our end. I think that was the one thing that was really encouraging as coaches. In defensive zone coverage, we did a great job of shutting that team down quick. And then as soon as we did, we were able to jump on the offense, and our D were able to join the play. And in that situation, he came up late, got a pass from Zimmer. And like you said, corralled the puck. It was still bouncing, got a hold of it, and made a great NHL shot. Put it somewhere where Jones couldn't save it. So Key's been outstanding, and, he loves to compete. Like, he's one of those kids on the bench that no matter what time or scores in the game, he can't wait to get on the ice and get out there and play, and he's off to a great start to his college career.
Yeah, Miller also blocked 6 shots on Friday. And now you've got Michigan State. We saw one of the best lines in college hockey this past weekend with Barrett and Limoges and Folks. Well, Lewandowski, Hirose, and Kodorenko for Michigan State are pretty good, too.
They are, and Michigan State's got it going a bit. They played well against Michigan, got a win and a tie there, so we know they'll come in and play hard. Danton Kohl is trying to get that program going and establish an identity. That identity is hard work. So for us, we've played all these ranked teams in the past, 5 or 6 weekends. This is an opponent that might not be ranked, but is going to play as hard and give you more fits than some of the teams that we played. So it's important for us to have a really good week of practice. After this weekend's games, finals begin, and then Christmas break begins. So it's really important to stay focused and make sure we play well headed into the break.
That's Wisconsin coach Tony Granato. It's Wisconsin and Michigan State this weekend, Friday and Saturday night. Both games start at 7 o'clock. Both games on the Badger Sports Network. Saturday's game is on Fox Sports Wisconsin. And Saturday night, you can toss teddy bears on the ice. Toys for Tots. It's teddy bear toss. Bring your own. You can buy some here at the arena and help out kids that may not get the gift they want for Christmas. For Tony Granato, I'm Brian Posick. Thanks for watching the Badger Hockey Digest.